So, Sonic Mania. Thinking about it, it's kind of obvious. After Sonic Boom made Sonic's reputation go downhill a good amount, Sega would want to take the easy route by releasing another 2D game to get Sonic back on the map, in the very least to a decent level again. It's the easiest route probably to receive a positive reaction from the fans. Many things about this game have already been said, so I will avoid repeating obvious things that have already been brought up and instead focus on the rather original things to dissect in this game. As we all know, that is unless you've been living under a rock, Christian Whitehead takes part of the programming in this game. It's a logical choice and an obvious choice at that. He was the one who ported over Sonic 1, 2 and CD after all to the mobile devices, and made those games generally play smoother than their original, thanks to the new engine Whitehead provided for those games. T-Loops is the one behind the music of this game. Yet again another good choice in my book. He clearly got talent in producing remixes and reimaginations of Sonic tracks that already exists, as well as make new ones. Anyways, that's the old obvious things brought up about this game like 1,000 times. Let's stop wasting time and bring up things that are rather fresh to be talking about. When I first found out about the fact that the shields from Sonic 3K have been brought back for this game, I was happy about it. But when I started finding out that the shields now plays an even larger role on how we approach the level design, I was even more amused. I also started to get fascinated. As you can see here, the fire shield, for example, is able to burn down these wood that the player is standing on. After they are burnt down, the player can go down and explore to see whatever secrets, goodies and whatnot are hiding and waiting to be discovered. Also, this short footage of Flying Battery seems to have confirmed that the lightning shield acts like a magnet towards the electrical platforms in that zone. That's great! These things are great stuff. It's small changes, but small details like these truly makes it up to make Sonic Mania feel like a fresh experience. This is all truly very fascinating for me. Especially the all-new Drop Dash. It's a great addition to bring this fresh feel into the game. The Drop Dash is probably the most clever and effective idea to implement into a 2D Sonic game. Always when you jump down from a platform from above down to the ground, you'd lose all the momentum unless you kept on going. However, with the Drop Dash's implication, the player can just press a button once he is close to the ground to carry that momentum over to keep moving forward. Tails and Knuckles are also in this game. However, based on what I've seen, and this is most likely an unpopular opinion, and it might change by the time that the game has been launched, it doesn't seem that the levels were made in mind to be able on being approached by all of these three characters. Not at least all the time. Take this sequence for example. Sonic can probably easily reach this platform as well by simply spin dashing, just like this player did with Knuckles here. So I don't know, let us just hope that this game proves me wrong on the statement, and potentially even makes this my new favorite Sonic game, taking Sonic 3 and Knuckles' place. But yeah, whatever. We'll see how the end result will be. There seem to have been a group of people stating that this looks too much like a fan game. Honestly, I don't blame them. When I first saw Sonic Mania, I couldn't help but feel the same, but the more I saw from this game, the more I felt that it had far more polish and thinking into it than what meets the eye. Comparing the level design in Sonic Mania to a fan game like Sonic Time Twisted, and you'll probably notice that all the more on how Time Twisted had a messy level design that isn't nearly as thought through. Sonic Time Twisted seems to also be having a lot of use from strong colors in the background, and if you know me, you know that I'm not a big fan of this. Sonic CD did the same thing, it just doesn't feel natural to me. There's such a thing to me as too much of a thing, you know. But hey, I'm not hating on Time Twisted. Frankly, I plan on playing it sometime soon. It's just that I want to compare something like that to Sonic Mania to demonstrate as to why I refer to Mania as a rather polished and legit experience. Look, these are fan games, I don't expect them to be super polished and high budget at the end of the day. You just play them for fun's sake, and that's it. So yeah, on second thought, I don't think that Sonic Mania is at the end of the tunnel, a very Sonic fangame-ish of a game. People like Retro Replay will probably still feel this way, and once he uploads his review of Sonic Mania, I can assure you that he will be ranting about how this feels too much like a fan game, and just how underwhelming this feels to him compared to Sonic Forces. Long story short, on first impressions I agree, but by a long shot, nah, I don't really agree. I strongly disagree by a long shot. This game runs far too smooth and has far too much details and in-depth to be considered a fan game. However, yes, there are fan games like Sonic Utopia that I feel has depth and great details too, but exceptions like these aren't just fan games for me. Most fan games, generally speaking, to me of Sonic are noticeably unpolished in one way or the other, like Sonic before and after the sequel, where the momentum is kind of clunky and off on how it was programmed. It seems that Mania has more old zones than new ones, like Green Hill. Oh. I'll talk about Green Hill's overuse in some other video, but generally, yeah, this was disappointing to me at first, but with the inclusion of new features like these of which I brought up, I think Mania will turn out to be a fun game in the end for most people, and if not, well, whatever. I'd like to see Aquatic Ruin to be added onto Sonic Mania. It was my favorite zone in Sonic 2, and generally I think having it remade would be great. Let us all hope that this game does indeed turn out great in the end.